चले भाई चले।
Are we live?
Hello everyone. Good evening. Yes, we are. Good evening, everyone. This is Shubhi Gulati this side, a second year BTech student currently pursuing electrical engineering from NIT Jalandhar. And my fellow mate for this MOL is.
Hello everyone, myself Vivek Yadav, currently pursuing BTech in EC from NIT London.
As you all know, that we have started our MOL, which is a month of learning, and you might have known that MOL for CP and Android has already been conducted. And so here we are with an MOL of Web 2. And today is our day one, which is an introductory session for JavaScript. And we'll be teaching JavaScript from basic to the advanced level. So let's just present our slides. As I said, it is an MOL of Web 2, and it is going to be 2 days for Web 2 and 2 days for Web 3. Jan 3 would be for first day which would be an introductory session for JavaScript, and Jan 4 we would be having a project on API. So it's kind of very interactive session. So please do join, guys. Yes, the main question first of all comes to our mind when we being an engineer, the first thing which our parents, our relatives, our friends asks us that what's your job, what stipend are you earning, or what internship are you doing. So for answering that questions, first of all, why do we choose a tech stack or why do we choose that field in our domain? First of all, we have a person that person might have the interest in it, or it could have that much scope or could provide the job which anyone or everyone aspires to be. The jobs could be both type, front end or back end. Front end, it concludes your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and React, and whereas your back end is PHP, Express, Node, and many more. But apart from your jobs, the main thing, the thing which might not be known by everyone is open source projects. Okay, I'll tell you about your open source projects. You might be doing coding on your web, on your local thing, on your laptop. But how do the recruiter gets to know that what type of code you have done, what type of project you have made? So for doing that, we have a website called GitHub. I don't know that everyone has the idea of it, but GitHub is a website where you could put your codes, your projects, and what type of coding you have done since your college years. In the similar way, an organization or a startup puts up their projects, their errors, or their bugs. And we, being an engineer who wants to do open source projects, we go through the projects and we matches the project which we want to contribute in it. And how can we contribute in it? It's a different thing by push and pull. We will not get into that. I just want to tell you what's the basic thing that we can contribute in an, or any organization or startups project by through GitHub, and which is known as a open source projects, or being a freelancer. And then it comes your web security or web APIs. It comes into when you get into the job. But the main thing, in nutshell, I can say that there could be two types of things. First could be a job, and second could be a open source or freelancer. Yes, it's just think that a website can be a static as well as a dynamic. How does a static website? What does a static website means? A static website means that that doesn't work for any organization. It has been made. It has just been kept like this, like a landscape, beautiful landscape. It has been kept. It's not doing anything worthwhile, which could contribute in it, contribute in anything. But in dynamic website, which means which works for an organization, which can be changed every day according to the stats, according to the thing, which changes every day according to their stats or their situations. Acha, about HTML and CSS, we are not teaching HTML and CSS in this session because an offline session has already been taken by our seniors. So we are just skipping up to JavaScript directly. But we don't need HTML and CSS in this session much. We'll be just talking about JavaScript only. Java and JavaScript. So I'll tell you one thing happened that our when we were started our second year, so one of our fellow mate asked in our class to our senior that can we do DSA in JavaScript? So basically, that person confused Java and JavaScript together. Then senior made a quite fun of that person. How can you do DSA in JavaScript? So it's a thing that in layman language we people could just confuse Java with JavaScript. And but the actual basic difference between Java and JavaScript is, or between any other compiler language, that is C, C++, is that the C or C++ are compiler language, but whereas your JavaScript, Python are interpreter language. And now what's the meaning of these two terms are? Compiler language, you can you can just think of a child, of a kindergarten child, whom you have to hold the hand. You have to take him from the basics to the advanced level. You have to tell him that it is an alphabet or it is a number. It is a character, it is a number, or what type of apple it is. It is a green apple or a red apple. But you can take interpreter language as a primary student who knows what is A, B, C, D, who knows what is a number, who knows what is a character, what is a string. So that basic difference interpreter language provides you. The basic difference is that interpreter language has some built-in functions, which could be pop, sort, or any other more functions are there, which could you'll be learning in just 3 4 more slides. But in compiler language, you have to do the entire code. You have to do entire thing by your own self. But in interpreter language, you will get the built-in functions by your own self. And now I can tell you that also in some of you might have heard the field called game development, ML or AI. They are most of the coders do these things in Python only, or they might have interest in other language, but most of them do it in Python. Because why? Because Python has so many built-in functions that for every problem you have a built-in function. So apart from writing all the algo and the code, the coder only focuses on the part which he or she wants to do for the development. So the basic difference is compiler language doesn't have any that much of built-in functions, whereas interpreter language has it. Now let's go to variables. So before that, I'll be telling you about, I have not entered about the data types in it, because data types we don't have to mention specifically in JavaScript as we have to mention in C or C++ or in Java, that we have to mention that an int, that number declaration, then a number. Then we initialize as a value. But in JavaScript, we have to use only these three keywords. No other data type is required in it, because being an interpreter language, the compiler already knows what is a number or what is a string. If it is in double quotes, it already been taken as that it is string. You don't have to mention it specifically. Okay, now let, const, and var. These are three types of keywords in which it are three types of keywords which are let, const, and var. As you know, if you want to any initialize a variable, I think so, I'm just presuming, or you might be learning C in your next semester, or you have learned C in your previous semester. But if you don't know why to initialize a variable, it is because if you want to use the same value for many type of function, so you can't be like using it, writing it that entire large number again and again, so you initialize that value first in your beginning of the program, so which can be done by let, const, and var. Actually, that these things are like, okay, it's bookish thing, I'll tell you by doing code, by doing practical example. Vivek, is it showing? Okay, okay, thank you. Now when it comes to your let, first of all, when it comes to your const, as the name suggests, const means a constant. If you have initialized a value, now you can't reassign that same variable again. If you assume that you have const, now over here you have initialized a variable called a, in which you have assigned its value as 10. Now if you want to print it, acha, how can you print a value in JavaScript? Acha, as in C, you have your printf or your scanf. In your Java, you have println, and in your C++, you have C and C out. In the similar way, for JavaScript, you have console.log. In JavaScript, you have your console, in which if you want to give any type of message to the compiler or to the any user, you can do it. You can print it on the screen by using console.log. Apart from console.log, if you have used any type of websites, when it comes to you have no what means of a pop-up is there. Pop-up is like when a small type of a box come in between your website and it says whether this website wants to send you notification, will you allow it or not, block. So it is a type of a pop-up which comes in between your website while you are using it, and this type of pop-up comes after by using alert. Alert app we have not using in it, but I just want to tell you that a pop-up also comes in the website, which is can be done by using a keyword called alert. But today we are just, you will be using console, which allows you to print your value or to anything or to give a message to your user. Now if I initialize its value to, now it will give me an error, cause as I have used a word called const, so I can't reinitialize a again with an value. And similarly it goes with let too. If I use let over here, let could be you reassigned again, but in a function only. You can't reinitialize it in a mm, coding block, but you can reinitialize it in a function only. If it has been initialized in a function, then it won't give an error. Then it will print the value which is your a equals to 12. But over here, we are not using in a function, so it will again give an error. See, as you can see, and again an error is being generated. Now, if I use var is a type of a keyword in which you can reinitialize the value and it won't give an error, and it will print the value which has been printed at the last. See, in this, it has not generated any type of an error. Despite of not generating the error, it has given the value as 12, which was lastly initialized. So apart from using let or const, var is more specifically been used because it doesn't give any type of an error, and it gives you the recent value which has been re-initialized. Now let's move to operators. Console, I've told you that if you want to give any type of a message or a string or any type of thing you want to tell the user, you use this console. Now operators. Why do we use an operator in our program or something? Operators are basically used for doing any type of mathematical expressions or any type of uh, reasonal or logical reasoning or any type of conditional if you want to make. Operators are like, in if you have heard of this term, it's like the other in other languages, that is it is same in this language also, like arithmetic, relational, logic, and ternary operator. The main basic difference between the JavaScript and other language would be one operator, which I will be discussing in detail. Arithmetic operators are like same only. Your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, remainder are your arithmetic operators. Oh, now, as you know, as I have made an variable called a in which I have just added two numbers, any random two numbers, and I've just printed that answer, and it has given me as answer as 5. Now, if I use multiplication, then it'll give me an answer 6. Similarly, if I use this modulus, then the answer would be 2 because the remainder in this will be 2. And like you can use subtraction and division also in this. Now, if I want to check, if I want to make a condition. So for conditions, we have we have a statements like if else or switch case, like we have in other languages. We have two type of condition making statements. One is if else and another is switch case. If else is if this condition is true, then if answers would be printed, otherwise it will go to the else condition. Now I have just given any random statement in which if I have put that 2 is either greater than or equal to greater than 3 or not. If it is correct, it will print 1, otherwise it will print 0. So as you know that 2 is lesser than 3, so it prints your answer as 0. Now if I change, so these are your relational operators that you are checking two types of number, whether it is greater than equal to, smaller or smaller than equal to, or either they are equal or not equal. And in equal or not equal, the basic difference comes between the other languages. Now 3 is greater than equal to 3, then the answer is true. Then it, because of that, the answer has been printed as 1. Now if I use this, now I have used two equality signs. Now, as- now it will check whether the value is equal to 3 or not. The both the values are 3. So your answer would be, in this condition it would be printed 1, because it only has checked the value, not the data type. As you can see, the one 3 is printed in double quotes and the other one 3 is a number. The one which has been printed in double quotes is a string and the other one is just a number. But it's just only checking the value, not only the data type. Now if I put another equal to in this, then the answer would be 0. Cause why? Because it has checked the data type also. Now if the data type in this, as you can clearly see, is one is a number and other one is a string, so this would give you as an answer as 0. And if I put not equal to, then the answer would be 1. Let me just clear the history. Now in this case the answer is 1 because these two numbers are not equal to each other. If I just use this, then again the answer would be 0. Now I assume that it is clear. The relational operators. Basically, it has been used for checking a condition. Now, logical operators checks two conditions together. As I was doing, it is of two types. Now, it is your called as your AND operator, and logical operators are of two types: AND operator and OR operator. Basically, we uses these two only much. We don't use any bitwise or other thing. We'll not get into that. AND operator and your OR operator. AND operator basically checks your both the conditions. It will print your if answer only if all the conditions, both the conditions given in the AND operator are correct. As the one is not been satisfied, so it prints your answer as a 0. If you have used an OR operator, then it would have printed your answer as 1 only, because it one condition is true in it and it doesn't check the other condition given in it. And next comes your ternary operator. Basically, ternary operator is that in this, look at this. In this operator, you have to use a if condition, else condition, then you have to give a condition, and then you have to print your answer separately. But in ternary operator, only one line code is been used. And this type of operators gives a you checks a condition in one line, initializes the variable also, and gives prints the answer also in a one line only. Basically, ternary operators is your question mark, colon. Question mark, first of all, you're giving a condition, then colon. First of all, you are checking a condition, and then you are giving an printing if answer, and then a else answer apart by a next side of the colon. As you can see, the again the condition is not correct, so answer is being printed as 0. But this not in allow not lets you to use if else or gives you have to print the answer in two steps. It just allows you to give a condition then an answer in just a single line, and it can also initialize the value variable in the same line. So this was all your operators. It all is of clearly of two types: arithmetic, relational, logical, and your ternary. As I told you that in other languages it is only two types or two assignment operator, two equal to sign are used. But in JavaScript, additional equal to sign is used, which allows you to check the data type as well as your value also. Ternary operator, as I told you, that an expression, then a first answer, and then the else answer. Now I want Vivek to take over from my side.
Am I audible, Subhi? Okay, so let's start the topic arrays. Till now we have discussed about the basics of array कि क्या differences है हमारे जावा स्क्रिप्ट में और बहुत सारी चीज़ें सुबह ने बताई. तो now I'm gonna discuss about the arrays. Maybe some of you know about the arrays because you have studied in first semester also. So what are arrays? Arrays are simply a object which are used to store a collection of items. Okay. So let's discuss how to declare arrays, how to access elements in arrays. तो आप देख सकते हैं जैसे कि ये डिक्लेयरिंग एरे, ये हमारा सिंटैक्स है, लेट एरे इक्वल्स टू एलिमेंट 1 एलिमेंट 2 एलिमेंट 3. तो ये एरे की जगह एरे नेम हमारा एलिमेंट 1 एलिमेंट 2 जो हमने डाटा स्टोर कर रखा है. इसमें मैंने एग्जांपल भी दे रखा है जैसे कि ये लेट फ्रूट एप्पल्स ऑरेंज मैंगो, ये हमारा एग्जांपल है. हाउ टू एक्सेस द एलिमेंट, टॉकिंग अबाउट एक्सेस द एलिमेंट, एरेज आर जीरो बेस्ड इंडेक्स, दैट मीन्स द फर्स्ट एलिमेंट इज प्लेस्ड एज जीरो इंडेक्स. Now I will code in which I will tell you how to declare array, how to access the elements, and what are the main differences between JavaScript in arrays in JavaScript and other languages. Okay, so let's have the code. My screen is visible to all of you. Okay, my screen is visible to all of you. Okay, wait a second. Okay. So let's have the code talking about how to declare arrays, how to access the elements, and what are the main differences between element arrays in JavaScript and other languages. So let's have the code. तो मैं कोड कर रहा हूँ let name goes to array, जैसे कि हमारा 1 2 3 4, ये हमारा ये सिंटैक्स है. ठीक है, तो ये लेट हमारा कीवर्ड है जो हम सिंटैक्स में यूज करते हैं. नेम हमारा एरे का नेम, हम कोई भी नेम रख सकते हैं. और ये हमारा स्टोर डेटा जो हमने डेटा स्टोर किया है. ठीक है, तो लेट अब बात करते हैं हाउ टू एक्सेस द एलिमेंट। मैंने बताया एक्सेस द एलिमेंट zero based index, and that means first element is placed as zero index, second element is placed as one index, and third element is placed as second index. ठीक है, तो ये हमारा देखो जैसे इसने तीन तीन प्रिंट कर दिया ना, तो ये एरे हमारे दूसरे इंडेक्स पे 3 है, तो हमने प्रिंट कर दिया 3। ठीक है, तो ये हमारा एक्सेस की बात भी हो गई और डिक्लेयर की बात भी हो गई। अब नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस व्हाट आर द मेन डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन एरेज इन जावास्क्रिप्ट एंड अदर लैंग्वेज। तो जैसे कि अदर लैंग्वेज में क्या होता है, सी और सी प्लस प्लस वगैरह होती हैं, तो उनमें क्या होता है, जैसे ये हमारा सिंटैक्स होता है इसमें, इंट एरे इक्वल्स टू 1 2 3 4, ये हमारा एरे का नाम। तो उसमें क्या होता है कि जैसे यहाँ पे हम डेटा टाइप पहले ही प्री डिफाइन कर देते हैं कि कौन से हम एलिमेंट स्टोर करने वाले हैं। जैसे यहाँ पे इंट हमने डिफाइन कर दिया, दैट मीन्स वी आर गोइंग टू स्टोर ओनली इन टाइप इन डेटा टाइप एलिमेंट्स। ठीक है, बट व्हाट हैपेंड विद जावास्क्रिप्ट, जावास्क्रिप्ट में हम कोई भी एलिमेंट स्टोर करा सकते हैं। ठीक है, जैसे कि यहाँ पे वन हो गया, हम स्ट्रिंग भी कोई स्टोर कर सकते हैं। जैसे हमने जीडीएससी प्रिंट कर, जीडीएससी करता हूँ एक सेकेंड, जीडीएससी। ठीक है, हम फ्लोटिंग वैल्यू भी कोई भी डाल सकते हैं 2.3, और यहाँ पे हम कोई बुलियन वैल्यू भी डाल सकते हैं, जैसे मैंने 2 डाल दिया। ओके, तो ये हो गया हमारे एरे का नेम, ये हमारा डेटा टाइप, और यहाँ पे जो हमने जो भी कोई भी एलिमेंट हम स्टोर कर सकते हैं आप। ठीक है, जैसे कि अदर लैंग्वेज में होता था इंट है डेटा टाइप, तो वही हम स्टोर कर सकते हैं। व्हाइल इन जावास्क्रिप्ट कोई भी डेटा हम स्टोर करा सकते हैं। टॉकिंग अबाउट एक्सेस, एक्सेस तो हमने बता दिया, जैसे जीरो बेस्ड इंडेक्स है। लेट्स वी वांट टू प्रिंट द जीडीएससी, तो जीडीएससी कैसे प्रिंट हो जाएगा, सिंपली वी कैन राइट कंसोल डॉट लॉग एरे 1। ठीक है, तो जीडीएससी प्रिंट हो जाएगा हमारा, देखना व्हाट हैपेंड, सॉरी, जैसे ये हमने ये तो इसमें रन नहीं करेगा नोट जेएस। ओके, देखो जीडीएससी प्रिंट हो गया, यू कैन सी जीडीएससी हैज बीन प्रिंटेड। तो ये हमारी बात हो गई एरे की। नाउ लेट्स गो टू पीपीटी। तो हमने एक्सेस वगैरह की बात कर ली है, तो नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट, ऐसा अपने लोगों के साथ नहीं होने वाला, जोक्स अपार्ट गाइस, ये ज़्यादा दिखा दिया है इसमें। ठीक है, तो एरे मेथड की बात करते हैं, व्हाट आर एरे मेथड्स। टॉकिंग अबाउट एरे मेथड आर द सिंपली अ प्री बिल्ट फंक्शन जो हमें जावास्क्रिप्ट ने दिए हैं, जो हमारे एफर्ट्स को कम करते हैं। ठीक है, तो जैसे कि एरे मेथड्स, देयर आर नंबर ऑफ एरे मेथड, आई विल शेयर यू द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन लिंक। ठीक है, डिस्क्रिप्शन में डॉक्यूमेंटेशन लिंक दे दूंगा मैं आफ्टर द क्लास। सो लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट द एरे डॉट लेंथ। ठीक है, तो कोड करते हैं एरे डॉट लेंथ एरे डॉट पुश, तो मैं इसको कि तुम्हें करके दिखाता हूँ। ठीक है, सॉरी एक सेकेंड, ये ओके, तो लेट्स द कोड। तो लेट एरे, ये हमारा कोई एरे है, तो ये एरे का नेम है। अब हम एरे मेथड की बात करते हैं, एरे डॉट लेंथ की बात करते हैं। तो वी वांट टू प्रिंट द लेंथ ऑफ द एरे, तो वी कैन सिंपली राइट कंसोल एरे डॉट लेंथ। ठीक है, तो क्या प्रिंट होने वाला है, इस एरे की लेंथ प्रिंट हो जाएगी हमारे पास। ये 4 हो गई, जैसे ये 4 एलिमेंट है इसके अंदर, 1 2 3 4, 4 एलिमेंट, तो 4 हैज़ बीन प्रिंटेड। तो अब अगर हमारे पास ये प्री-बिल्ट फंक्शन नहीं देते तो हमें सारा कोड लिखना पड़ता, तो वी नीड नॉट टू राइट अ कंप्लीट कोड, सो सिंपली वी कैन यूज़ array डॉट पुश होता है एक हमारे यहाँ, जैसे कि array डॉट पुश, कोई हम एलिमेंट पुश करना चाहते हैं, जैसे 2 है, तो ये एलिमेंट हमारे जो लास्ट इंडेक्स है वहाँ पे एक एलिमेंट पुश हो जाएगा, ठीक है? वी सिंपली राइट ऑल्सो, देखो ये मैं प्रिंट करके दिखाता हूँ आपको, ठीक है? अब 2 एलिमेंट एक और पुश हो जाएगा लास्ट में, देखा तुमने? ये एक एलिमेंट लास्ट इंडेक्स पे और हो गया। ऐसे ही array डॉट पॉप होता है, जो लास्ट इंडेक्स से एक एलिमेंट पॉप कर देगा और रिटर्न भी कर देगा, ठीक है? array डॉट पॉप ऑफ इफ वी विल अगेन प्रिंट, तो यू कैन सी टू जो हमारा जो पुश हुआ था वो अब पॉप भी हो गया है। देखो ये पहले 2 था है हमारे पास हुआ, अब पॉप हो के सिर्फ हमारे जो एलिमेंट थे वो बाकी बचे हुए हैं, ठीक है? तो ये हमारे एरे मेथड की बात हो गई, ठीक है? तो पीपीटी पे आते हैं। तो जैसे array डॉट लेंथ है, array डॉट पुश है, और ये देख लेना, ये सारे मेथड मैंने दे रखा है, मैं डॉक्यूमेंटेशन की लिंक दूंगा, वहां से पढ़ लेना सारे लोग, ठीक है? तो array डॉट पॉप, array डॉट सॉर्ट, ये हमारे इट सॉर्ट्स द आइटम ऑफ एन array, जैसे 1 2 3 4 है, अगर पहले अगर अनसॉर्टेड है तो वो सॉर्ट कर देगा, ओके? array डॉट रिवर्स है, जो हमारे एरेज में जो एलिमेंट्स पड़े हैं वो रिवर्स कर देगा, ठीक है? ओके, नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट फंक्शन। सो फंक्शन आर अ ब्लॉक ऑफ कोड दैट परफॉर्म अ स्पेसिफिक टास्क, मतलब जिन्हें हम, एक ब्लॉक ऑफ कोड है जो हम एक स्पेसिफिक टास्क के लिए बना हुआ है, ठीक है? तो व्हाई वी नीड अ फंक्शन, आई विल टेल यू आफ्टर द कोड, before that let's discuss how to declare arrays and how to access the elements and sorry how to call a function। तो ये देख सकते हैं, ये हमारा कीवर्ड फंक्शन जो हमारे सिंटेक्स में आता है, यहाँ फंक्शन का नेम, और जो पैरामीटर्स हमने जो इनपुट लेंगे हमारे पैरा इनपुट, यहाँ पे जो इनपुट लेंगे, और यहाँ पे जो कोड टू बी एग्जीक्यूटेड जो ऑपरेशन होगा, और यहाँ रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट, रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट का क्या यूज होता है, इट इंश्योर द व्हाट फंक्शन इज रिटर्निंग, ठीक है? आई विल कोड हाउ टू कॉल द फंक्शन, फंक्शन नेम, और जो हम आर्गुमेंट पास कर रहे हैं, आई विल शो यू द कोड। आप देख लो यहाँ पे, जैसे फंक्शन है, ये सब एक्स वाई है, ये हमारे यहाँ पैरामीटर्स कहते हैं, इन्हें आर्गुमेंट्स कहते हैं, 4 5 हम पास कर रहे हैं, तो एक्स और वाई इन्हें लेंगे, और ये कुछ ऑपरेशन किया है, लेट एस इक्वल टू एक्स प्लस वाई, और रिटर्न कर दिया हमने। तो रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट हमें कुछ जो आउटपुट है वो रिटर्न करने के लिए भी काम आता है, और इसके बाद जो कोड लिखा है वो हमारा एग्जीक्यूट नहीं हुआ, ठीक है? तो लेट्स हैव द कोड, आई विल शो यू द कोड, वेट अ सेकंड। तो कोड करता हूँ फंक्शन के बारे में, तो ये फंक्शन लिखते हैं, ठीक है? ये ये भी क्लियर कर दूं, फंक्शन नेम हमने सिंपल सा रख दिया है, ये यहाँ पे हम मान लो ए और बी जो वैल्यू ले रहे हैं, जो हमारे ऑपरेशन करेंगे, और जो रिटर्न करना है वो हमारा ए प्लस बी कर रहा है, सिंपल, ठीक है? तो फंक्शन में कुछ वैल्यू पास करेंगे, ये हैं जो ए बी हमारे पैरामीटर्स हैं, ये सिंटैक्स में आता है, ये फंक्शन का नेम है, और जो फंक्शन रिटर्न कर रहा है ए प्लस बी, जैसे कि जो भी ऑपरेशन हो रहा है, मैं साथ के ये ऑपरेशन ऊपर भी लिख सकता था और रिटर्न बाद में कर सकता था, मैंने एक साथ रिटर्न कर दिया है, ठीक है? तो व्हाट वी पास, तो फंक्शन हम रिटर्न कर रहे हैं कोई कंसोल डॉट लॉग, उसे प्रिंट भी कर दे रहे हैं, जो रिटर्न कर रहा है वो नेम NAME, और यहाँ पे हम 4,5 सिंपल प्रिंट करें, 4 5, ठीक है? तो 9 प्रिंट हो जाएगा, ठीक है? अब क्या हो रहा है कि ये 4,5 यहाँ से आर्गुमेंट यहाँ पास हुए, ए और बी, इन पे ये ऑपरेशन हुआ, इसने फंक्शन ने इसे रिटर्न किया, और हमारे कंसोल डॉट लॉग ने उसे प्रिंट कर दिया, तो सिंपली भी 9, हाँ, इसने प्रिंट कर दिया। ऐसे तो फंक्शन का यही यूज है कि हमें बार बार फंक्शन कोड लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक बार जैसे उस डेफिनेशन में भी बताया गया था, फंक्शन इज अ ब्लॉक ऑफ कोड दैट परफॉर्म अ स्पेसिफिक टास्क। अब हम जब भी इसे फंक्शन कॉल करेंगे ऐसे, तो हमेशा ये ऐसा आउटपुट दे देगा, ए प्लस बी, ओके? तो ऐसे कोई भी कोड बड़ा से बड़ा कोड लिख सकते हैं और अच्छा जो ऑपरेशन करेगा, हमें बार-बार कोड लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। ठीक। ओके, लेट्स गो टू द पीपीटी। ये देख ही लिया आप लोगों ने। नाउ दिस इज टाइम फॉर क्विज नंबर 1। 5 क्वेश्चन हैं, 10 मिनट में करने हैं आप लोगों को। आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर अ लिंक, पिन कर दूंगा अभी चैट में लिंक, तो उस पे जाकर सारे लोग ज्वाइन कर लें। ठीक है, तो आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर, वेट अ सेकेंड।
Question till functions has been asked. Apart from that, nothing is much there. It's just a simple type, basic type of a quiz. A timer would also be there, and just 30 seconds would be allotted for particular question. So do remember that. Okay, guys, the code is there. Invitation code. Kindly join it, please. No, the questions are only been displayed on the quiz. It's already also written in the PPT also, but we are waiting for some of the participants to join it. The link has been pinned. Please kindly join, guys. Wait a second. We were waiting for some of the participants to join. It will be started in a minute only. We are just waiting for some of the participants more to join it. Hurry up, guys. We are waiting for you. This invitation code is been displaying on your screen. Please kindly write it in your quiz link. So I think it's the right time. Let's begin it. Let's start our quiz. Invitation code has been changed because of some of technical glitch. Kindly please do check it. Please join it again, guys. There was some technical glitch in it. Sorry for the technical issue, but please kindly do join it again. Hurry up, guys. Please kindly join it. Clock is ticking. Please do join it. Hurry up. Now I guess we have adequate amount of participants, so you can start it. Now you can clearly see the leaderboard. It has been clearly shown that Vinarma is the first position, has bagged the first position, and then we have Karan Arora, and the third one is bagged position has been bagged by Lucifer. So thank you so much, guys, for joining this quiz.
वेट एरो फंक्शन तो बताता ना. Okay, wait. Okay, so there is one more function, one more way to declare a function, that is arrow function. तो सारे लोग इस पे पढ़ना, खुद भी पढ़ो कि what are the other way to declare a function. और आजकल तो ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट यही है एरो फंक्शन, जो ज़्यादा मोस्टली यूज होता है. ठीक है. सो नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स सुबी विल टेक ओवर. लेट्स सुबी.
As I was saying, DOM is a type of a map of an website. As map clearly tells you about where that particular city is located, or where that particular location is been located in a city. Similarly, DOM tells you where that element is located in a website. As you know that every every part of a website is been called as element. Either it's HTML head, body, your H1, your H2, everything is called as element. And now we can access these elements, these classes by these IDs by using some of the DOM accessing methods. And these DOM accessing different type of DOM accessing methods are get element by tag name, query selector, queries get element by ID, get element by your class name, your tag name. And so basically, it is a DOM tree in which you can see a web page. Your web page has been selected by using your document, in which the entire, if you write document, the entire your page has been selected. If you go and you check your web browser, and if you inspect it over there, you will be seeing, if you write document in the browser, it will click on the entire web page. And then if you go and write document dot first document dot first element child, then it will select your first HTML, because in this document is the entire page and HTML is the first element child, and first element child of the first element child is your head, and the first element child, the last element child is your body. That it's like a branching. That branch starts from web page, which is calling as document, then it comes to the first element, which is your HTML, and then HTML has two further more branches, which is called as head, which is the first element, and your body is your last element, because it is the second and the last element of that web page. And if you want to select it, you will be writing document dot first element, HTML has been selected, and again if you write document dot first element child, then head has been selected. But nobody has that much of time of selecting it by writing this much of lengthy code, this much complicated code. So we have some type of accessing methods, which I've clearly said, told you. Get element by ID, by class name, by tag name, or by query selector. Now we'll in this your HTML code is there, your CSS code is there. Now if you want to select any type of, now if you want to select any, if you go for any, like I'm taking this class dot title, then I'll just be writing dot title, and I'll change its style dot color to Let's say red or purple. Document dot query selector. Sorry guys, I don't know why it's happening. I'll change the upload. I think it's not running. I'm sorry, but I'll just show you how the entire text or how the code has been written for this. Now, like this, you can change your color also, the background color also, and the text also can be changed by using this. These are some of the properties which I'm using, like style.color.background.inner HTML. Basically, we use these properties only. Not much properties have been used by this. So as like I was using query selector, so I have to put a dot in front of it because it's a class name. Now, if I'm using a ID name, then I have to put a hash. And if I'm just using get element by class name, then I don't have to put any full stop or any dot before it. And similarly with an ID also. So it was all with the your document with your DOM. Now we'll be moving further to your event listeners. Now, what is your event listeners? All of you would be using a website. Now, if you have clicked on a link, then first time if you have clicked the link is showing in a blue color only. And if again you visit a link or a button, then the color has been changed to purple. Now, how this happens? So many people are using the website, so not a nobody no coder would be sitting for in the entire day and writing and changing the color of that link. So this has been done by using event listeners. Event listeners are basically respond to our activity, respond to the target which has been said. If that target has been done, then the event listeners works come into head. Now you can add an event listener to any of the button or to any of the link by using a document.query selector, like as I've written in there, document.query selector by opening braces and you and writing the name of the title or the class or any type of tag, and then you have to add event listener and you have to add the property. It's a two type of a variable cause. First you have to tell ki if the button has been clicked, then you have to do that property. If the mouse clicked has been done, then you have to do that property. First the command has to be given, then the output would be coming, and the output could be anything. The color could be changed, or any more message could be prompt, any alert could be there. So first of all the command has to be given. Like in this you can see the command is click, and a function is there in which it is saying button has been clicked. If that button name is my button, if has been clicked, then only the prompt message would be coming, that is button has been clicked by a pop out. So basically events can be click, mouse over, key down, and many more there are there, but we are just most basically we use a click or by, because of the command which is clearly being given by the user is your click, and the click is been getting respond by a function. It can be respond by a function also or by a color change also. So that's all guys with your content, and I hope you guys enjoyed the session. So I So here we are. We have just concluded our first session on the which is the basic introduction session of JavaScript. And now second session would be on a project on API. A superhero project is there, which would be clearly coding based and would be clearly a fun based activity. So we hope guys you kindly join it too. And it is on next day on Jan 4th. And after that, we have Web3 sessions too also, in which you will be getting to know about the blockchains, about anything everything which is in the web3. So they and on third day also they'll be also making a project, so it's a long scenario and would be a great fun. So we hope you guys would hope in, and you will guys support us. Thank you guys, it was a great session. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.